I don't want a Liberal government. I don't want Justin Trudeau as Prime Minister.
We have absolutely ripped up the agreement with Justin Trudeau.
Justin Trudeau is playing political games, and the only person that's winning is himself.
He has come across very out of touch. He's ignored a lot of the problems people are going through.
People are absolutely fed up with and done with Justin Trudeau and the Liberals.
The Liberals have let people down again and again, and they are done.
Why are you working with Justin Trudeau when he's doing such a bad job? I gotta tell you, it is not easy.
We're ready for whenever election comes. We're going to vote against any measure that attacks working people.
We're going to be voting in favor of the budget. I've received some openness to fixing the problems that I've outlined. And we're not going to let the Liberal government off the hook.
The next election, people have a choice. I stand by my words. Trudeau has let you down. Trudeau has let you down and does not deserve another choice.
And it was really clear to me, there's mounting evidence that Justin Trudeau and the Liberals were just too weak.
I stand by my words. Trudeau has let you down. Trudeau has let you down and does not deserve another choice.
Was there a reason you weren't in the chamber for that particular vote?
I had a meeting and I voted outside of the chambers, and I came in for the vote on our motion. Listen, the Conservatives, it should come as no surprise that we're not going to vote in favor of any of their games. They want to do is cut your pensions. I want to strengthen pensions and make it cost more.
Ladies and gents, welcome back. Another day has passed in Ottawa, and you're right. Nothing got done. That's right. But politicians were doing what they do best, and it's more of what they don't do best. They don't say what they mean, and they don't mean what they say, and no one is better at this than, of course, Jagmeet Singh. Jagmeet Singh, obviously, he's putting this out there, telling the world that the Liberals and the Conservatives just voted no to a Parliament GST tax cut on essentials like home heating, internet and cell phone bills, and diapers. And again, this is another round of this, hey, guess what? They're not voting for tax cuts thing. Of course, I gotta love the Twitter or X community posts where people can correct people on this. And the truth strikes again with this one. The bill wanted to compensate the tax loss by putting in place a excess profit tax. What is an excess profit? Somehow we've arbitrarily decided that at some point profits are no longer just, they're excessive. Where does that come from? But anyway, this would have raised prices everywhere as big retailers would have passed those costs onto the consumers, that is pointed out here. Now, what is Jagmeet's motivations in all of this stuff? Well, I mean, we can speculate, of course, but I digress. Let's hear what he has to say, the things that he cares about most, and perhaps we can put together some sort of motion to, I don't know, address his concerns.
So we want to make it very clear. We're not going to accept any interference, whether that's forcing arbitration, whether that's forcing back to work. None of that is allowed on our watch. We're going to fight and oppose that. We will not support any interference, not just back to work legislation, but any interference. If it comes to Parliament, we'll be voting against it.
Oh, really?
We will oppose it.
Any vote in Parliament that in any way impacts your rights, we're going to vote no. Whether that vote is a confidence vote or not, whether that triggers an election or not, I'm telling Justin Trudeau and the Liberals right now, you're never going to count on us if you're going to take away the rights of workers.
Well, the Liberals just did that several times over the course of the past few months. So the Conservatives jumped in and said, hey, Jagmeet Singh, let's play this cynical game of using your words against you. Pierre Poilievre put this one out there. I agree with Jagmeet Singh that the Trudeau government is greedy and anti-worker. Now, Jagmeet Singh will have the chance to vote for a non-confidence motion made up entirely of his own words. Will Jagmeet vote yes or no on his own words? And of course, excuse me, whereas the leader of the New Democrat Party says he ripped up his supply and confidence agreement with the Liberal government. The Liberals are too weak, too selfish. We heard all his words. These are the words that are in the bill. Is this something that he would be happy to vote for? Well, here we go. The vote went out. Thanks, gov.exe is corrupt for putting this on X. Confidence vote Monday, where the NDP could bring down Trudeau government. Here's how it'll play out. This is how it played out. All right. Well, what did they have? This here's Andrew Scheer talking about this.
The NDP leader put on a big phony show this summer on the eve of a by-election, pretending to rip up the coalition deal. And recently he said, quote, "The Liberals will always cave to corporate greed and always step in to make sure unions have no power. We couldn't have said it better ourselves." And Conservatives have put forward a motion agreeing with the NDP leader. So Canadians will soon find out whether or not he means anything he ever says, or if he'll sell out union brothers and sisters to keep this corrupt Liberal government in power just so he can keep his pension.
Yes, he will. That's the reality of the situation. So I mean, again, this sounds very cynical because it ought to sound cynical because at the end of the day, you know, when politicians say things that they say that they mean, well, it turns out that they don't mean what they say. And this is Jagmeet Singh's response to reporters asking him about this specifically.
You weren't in the chamber during the recorded vote for their non-confidence motion that quotes you quite extensively. Was there a reason you weren't in the chamber for that particular vote?
I had a meeting and I voted outside of the chambers, and I came in for the vote.
I had a meeting. I couldn't be there. I just, you know when the vote is. Why do you schedule a meeting when the vote is? You knew when that was going to happen. It's unbelievable.
For that particular vote?
I had a meeting and I voted outside of the chambers, and I came in for the vote on our motion. Listen, the Conservatives, it should come as no surprise that we're not going to vote in favor of any of their games, because that's what they're doing. They're playing games. What they want to do is cut your pensions. They want to cut your health care. I want to strengthen pensions. I want to make it easier for you to find a doctor. They want to cut the things that you need and make your life even harder and make it cost more. That is what Conservatives do. That is what they did when they were in power. We're opposed to that. So obviously we're not going to play their games. I'm not going to support a Conservative motion that plays games like that.
Obviously he wants to run up more debt. He wants to add more to what we have to pay. Of course, I mean they're famous for this. I mean the NDP are in debt. They don't have any money. They can't go into an election, even if there was one. And it looks like Jagmeet Singh is going to lose his riding. So obviously we know where his interests are in this. But is this the Conservatives playing games? If this is playing games, then what is, you know, these motions put forward by the NDP themselves? Are they just trying to play games in Parliament? Well, it looks that way. Now, John Barlow saying, just now, Jagmeet Singh betrayed Canadian workers to secure his own pension. He voted against the people he claimed to stand for. This Maserati Marxist has proven his words are meaningless. Trudeau stays in power, Singh gets his pension, and Canadians pay the ultimate price. This is where we're at in Canada. Pierre Poilievre chiming in on this. Sellout Jagmeet Singh's words are worthless. Jagmeet Singh has voted against his own words and to keep Trudeau in power. He's putting his pension ahead of workers. Jagmeet Singh gets his pension, Trudeau gets power, you get the bill. And he's asking people to sign a petition. Now, this is the government that this guy is willing to keep in place. This is Justin Trudeau, and just how I don't know, intelligent he is about what he's even doing.
We're actually moving forward to suspend the sales tax for Canadians so that they can afford the basic necessities that they will need, whether it's fresh-made produce.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister claims he's taking taxes off of fresh-made produce. He really does. He really does think that food comes from the grocery store, not from the farmers who actually grow the produce. That's why he, I guess, thinks he can carbon tax those farmers without taxing the food. And then you have his friend, the Maserati Marxist over there in there. Canadians are out of money. How about a carbon tax election?
At the end of the day, we don't pay taxes on fresh produce. That is the reality. Even though this tax rebate has been given out for, or this holiday from the GST, there is no tax on fresh produce. This is how disconnected this prime minister is. I put this out on X yesterday. The disparity between the ruling class in Canada, as if they are a ruling class, they're supposed to be our representatives. This is the reality of it. But the disparity between the ruling class in Canada and the rest of us has really grown. Christopher Freeland talking about us being able to afford a rotisserie chicken. That's right. Justin Trudeau bragging about the GST break that will save the average Canadian $4.51 over the holidays. This was reported by Blacklock's reporter that this is what they've calculated, how much the average Canadian will actually save on this GST tax holiday. Meanwhile, they are all doing quite well off on our hard-earned tax dollars through their inflated salaries and the billions that they've embezzled. And this is the reality in Canada. This is the situation that we're all dealing with. Of course, Jagmeet Singh voted against a non-confidence vote that was drafted using his own words, and the motion was defeated 180 to 152. Jagmeet Singh is the biggest slimeball POS in the country in the history of politics. This is where we're at. Last little tidbit. This is Jagmeet Singh was asked about the Maserati.
Are you able to say whose Maserati you got into the other day?
It's definitely not mine, not any of my family, and it was a pleasure seeing you all today. Take care. Thank you.
Can you just clarify? Is it a staff member?
Somehow he's just randomly going into Maseratis. Is that what the Maserati Marxist is doing? Is he just walking into random Maseratis that he sees on the street with his extra suit? I'll leave this one with you. I mean, this is such a cynical video because I feel that politics has become so cynical. We're waiting for an election. The Canadian taxpayer, the Canadian voter is waiting, where we could be going into an election because, I mean, look at the polling. It shows that Canadians do not want the government that they have. But this man, Jagmeet Singh, is holding Canada hostage. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.